my name is Lottie Smalley, and if you're a subscriber, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a college Greek life Q&A video because I get a few questions about just random things when it comes to Greek life on college campuses, and so I asked you all for questions on my Instagram and I got quite a few good questions, so I'm excited to answer them for y'all today. But before I get started with that, I'm going to answer a few questions that I got just about some of the terms used by members of the Greek community, like just, I don't know, random things that everyone who is in a sorority fraternity know what they are, but if you're not, you may not know. And all of these words can mean different things on different campuses. This is strictly for the UGA campus. I know I have friends at like Auburn and Alabama and University of Tennessee and just a lot of other SEC schools, and they don't call things exactly the same, but it's the same general idea. With that being said, I'm going to answer a few questions about Greek events at UGA. So the main ones you'll hear about are socials, is when a sorority and fraternity hang out at the fraternity house, usually on a Thursday, and usually there's a theme. So all the girls will come over to like meet the guys and like just hang out and have a social, I suppose. I mean, it's a pretty like logical word for what it is. The most popular themes here, I feel like ones that I see a lot of are Space Jam, any decade theme, Hawaiian, color theme, letter theme. So it'll be like L is for, and so everyone like wears something, a costume that starts with an L or an S or different letters. There's a lot of American themed ones. Rumble in the Jungle is a popular one. Stuff like that. Those are a lot of the popular ones here on campus. But usually it involves girls scrambling Wednesday night and going to Party City to get their costume, and then on Thursday going to the fraternity house that night. So that's usually how socials work here. Date night is a little bit different. It's when a sorority or fraternity, all the members of the sorority, so if it's a sorority date night, then all the members of the sorority will ask someone from a fraternity, it doesn't have to be a specific fraternity, to come on the date night with them. So it's one sorority and then lots of guys from different fraternities on the date night for the sorority. And then if it's a fraternity date night, then the fraternity guys all ask different sorority girls on their date nights. So it'll be like all one fraternity with different girls from different sororities, if that makes sense. Basically a date night, sometimes there's an event, sometimes there's a theme, sometimes it's just like a semi-formal. A lot of the date nights here will go to like hockey games, basketball games, baseball games. Another theme is like a tacky Christmas date night. Most every sorority has one of those where everyone dresses in tacky Christmas stuff. Those are the two most popular like social events throughout the weeks when it comes to sororities and fraternities. But there's also formals, but those don't happen as often. Those are just one per sorority or fraternity per year usually. And so those are just like pretty much like a prom for your sorority. Those are the most popular things here on campus. So I'm gonna go ahead and start answering my questions from my Instagram post. The first question is from my friend Faith, who said, who's the best house on Millage? I already know the answer. So my friend Faith is a Kappa with me at UGA, or Kappa Kappa Gamma. That's the sorority I am a part of. So Kappa owns Millage, obviously. Millage Avenue is the street in Athens, Georgia that all of the Greek houses are on, or most of them. But she's asking who the best house on Millage is, so obviously it's Kappa. Kappa owns Millage. Then asked, what is Greek life? So Greek life is basically just anyone who becomes a part of a sorority or fraternity is a part of Greek life, and that whole community of people in sororities and fraternities are like Greek members. So that's what Greek life is. It's called Greek life because all of the sororities and fraternities are named after like Greek alphabet letters. Katie asked, how does rush work? What's the process like? So I have a whole video about this called My Rush Experience, Formal Panhellenic Recruitment at UGA. So I'll link that down below and leave it in a card for y'all to watch, because I don't want to totally explain that in this video just because that's a whole nother video. Audrey asks, what do sororities look for in potential new members? So I'm not actually totally sure of this because Kappa hasn't started doing like rush workshops yet, which is where we learn about the whole rush process from the other side. So I can't answer a ton of questions about that yet. What I could tell from what sororities seem to look for in potential new members is just girls who are friendly and nice and outgoing. In general, they're just looking for girls who can be genuine and have a good conversation with them and have similar interests. So yeah. Olivia asks, are the houses far from campus? Is rush stressful? Houses aren't too far from campus. It depends on which house you're referring to. Millage Avenue is probably like a 10-15 minute walk. It just depends on what part of campus you're in. And then is rush stressful? It's definitely stressful, but it's definitely worth it in the end once you're in your sorority. I find that rush is generally just more exhausting and tiring than it is stressful. I'm not like really stressed, but I'm just more tired and just worn out from talking to girls all day, so I feel like that is more how I feel about it. Chloe asks, how did you know which sorority was right for you? Really, for me, had to do a lot with the conversations I had at each house and where I felt like my conversations went were the most genuine, if that makes sense. Sometimes at houses you'll have a conversation and it just won't go anywhere. Kind of be talking in circles about nothing. At other houses you'll be talking about like how you both were in New York at the same time last summer or something, and it'll be like really cool, and like you get really deep into conversation, you don't even realize like you're still at Rush. That's kind of where I knew, like I just kind of got a feeling from the conversations I had early on, and as the week progressed for me it became more clear as the week went along. So that's not the same for everyone. You just have to kind of go through it and see for yourself how to find out which sorority is right for you. Everyone kind of has a different way of picking theirs, I guess. Brianna asked what the best part about being in a sorority is. I think the best part of being in a sorority is just the amount of people I've been able to meet. I feel like I've met so many more people through Greek life than I would have met if I didn't join. It's just so nice because it's so easy to meet new people every week, not only within the sorority but also at like social events and philanthropy events. It gives you a platform to go off of to be able to meet a whole bunch of new people, and I really appreciate that about being in a sorority because I just feel like I would never have met like half the people I know if I wasn't in Kappa, if that makes sense. Knob, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, asks, what if you're shy? Do you have to be skinny and pretty to be in a sorority? Is there a lot of partying? Is there a lot of drinking? Is being roofied a big issue? By the way, I love you. So love you too. So if you're shy, I totally understand this. I can be shy too. Just say, try to push yourself and put yourself out there. You have to be skinny and pretty to be in a sorority, and no, definitely don't have to be like a model to be in a sorority. Sometimes they will judge you based off of looks, which is really sad and superficial, but I mean, it is part of your first impression, if that makes sense. Like, you should take some pride in your appearance. Put a lot of thought into my outfits. It's not like what they solely base it on, and there's a house for everyone, so I wouldn't worry about that. Is there a lot of partying? Is there a lot of drinking? I think it just depends like on what you want. There's sororities that are known more for their partying and sororities that are known for like not partying as much. In every sorority there's a group of girls who aren't big partiers, so I wouldn't worry about like if you don't or do want to party. I'm sure there's like people that are going to be in your sorority that will like align with what you want. Is there a lot of drinking? Same thing. There's not really a lot of pressure. I feel like it's just whether you want to or not. Is being roofied a big issue? I think just be smart is the main thing here. Obviously don't take something from someone you don't know. Never drink the punch. The main takeaway here is just be cautious of it. Is it still a good idea to rush if you're a junior year and you're a transfer? Yes, I totally think it's a great idea to rush if you're a junior and it's a transfer. I have a friend, Emily, who's in my pledge class, and she's a junior. I love her. She's so nice, and she's made so many friends through the sorority since she transferred. I think it's still a great idea to rush. Cassidy asked, if you're not a huge partier, do you feel super left out if you want to partake in Greek life? Because I want to rush, but I'm scared that I'll be hazed or left out because I don't party, etc. UGA, there is no hazing for sororities. Not worry about hazing, at least at UGA. When it comes to like making friends in your sorority, like not getting left out, you don't have to party to make friends in your sorority. Definitely don't have to. You make friends at chapter. We have study hours, so you can make friends at that. And like a lot of times there'll be like people in your pledge class in your classes that you can make friends with them that way. Just ask them to go get like lunch or dinner with you at the dining hall. Stuff like that is a great way to make friends in your sorority. Seriously, you don't worry about it. I was so nervous. At least rush. You don't have to join a sorority at the end, but I would at least go through rush. Madeline asked, what should freshmen do about getting financial aid to join, or is there any kind of payment plan for girls? Want to know, especially because I'll be going to UGA, so yay, I'm excited to have you here. Go Dogs. If you ever see me on campus, definitely say hi. There is, I don't know how this works for all the sororities, but I think for most of them there's like a financial plan where you can like pay a certain amount every month rather than paying it all at once. I'm not totally sure about that. It kind of depends on the sorority. Rachel asked, what are the top item essentials to keep in your purse for rush? So, oh my gosh, people have these little fans, these little battery powered fans. What a good idea. I didn't even think about that. Such a good idea. It's so hot, especially in August in Georgia. So hot. So that's a great idea. They provide water and snacks at like every house, so you don't need to pack those unless you want to pack your own. I would say your cell phone, if they let you have it, so you can write down notes after you get out of every house. If they don't let you have your cell phone, then just like a notepad and a pen. Lipstick to reapply before like going into every house, of course. Blotting sheets is super essential if you're sweating a bunch. Chapstick, mints for sure. You definitely want to have mints. You don't want to have bad breath. So those are some of the essentials that I found. Okay, so that's going to be it for today's video, answering your questions about Greek life. I hope that that was helpful for you all. If you want to participate in a future Q&A, make sure you're following me on Instagram at Lottie Smalley, because I love getting questions from you all for these types of videos. If you have any other video requests, make sure to leave them in a comment below, because I love hearing what you want to see from me. Subscribe if you're not already. I would love to have you stick around so that you don't miss a video from me. I think that's it for today. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye everyone.